Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is the long and anticipated video where we are going to be excavating or uncovering a 1600s well from my family home and this lovely thatched cottage here. This amazing and beautiful thatched cottage was acquired by my family in the year 2020. The house was in a derelict and uninhabitable state. Most of the areas of the garden that you're seeing now were completely unable to get to and overgrown. You'll see that this property is thatched, meaning it has been woven carefully by master thatchers and made out of straw for the main roof. In this video, I not only want to show you the well, but I also want to go into the amazing history of this thatched property and the amazing finds and secrets that we've found over the 5 years of living here. Now, the 1600s to the 1950s, when this house was around, the world was not particularly good at recycling items. And this bottom corner of the garden was actually used as the rubbish tip for this household, probably all through the ages from 1600s to about the 1950s. And we have found absolutely tons of stuff down here. I would think if you could go back in time, it probably didn't look too dissimilar to what it does now. There would have been poultry, chickens, sheep, all sorts in this garden. Now this area that I'm showing you now is actually sort of part of this field's drainage ditch. But we've got some pigs in here at the moment, and as you can see, they've done an absolutely amazing job. This here was absolutely full to the brim of nettles and roots, and they're doing a really good job at clearing it out. In this bucket here, this is just a few of the items that the pigs have uncovered over the last week or so. Absolutely amazes me to see what is just in the ground. You know, all sorts of different bits and pieces, from glass to bottles to medical bottles and all sorts of things. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering who these two people are that look after and are responsible for uncovering all these amazing things down here. And that is these two, having a nice sleep in the shade. And this big boy here, the slightly darker one, is Truffle. Truff, come on in, what's this? You're always hungry, aren't you? And this little young lady here, the sister, this is Tallulah. Truffle and Tallulah. And these two are responsible for digging out all of this under here and finding all these amazing things in the garden. Now these pigs are finding better artefacts than me, metal detecting. That there, ladies and gents, I think is like a little Santa Claus or traveller gnome type thing. And that's just something that they've dug up this morning in this garden. Absolutely amazing. From Google Image, it's showing it as being a porcelain, which is definitely porcelain, but it's all the way from Germany. Really nice little thing. And again, these are some of the actual really nice and amazing complete bottles that they've managed to pull out of the ditch. This one here, Polycleans. It says on the back there, world's best cleaner. So that would have been some sort of cleaning agent, which is really, really cool. Another one here is this Westbourne pure mineral water. And you can even see there at the top, hopefully, it's even got the little glass stopper just there, which would have stopped it from leaking out if it went up the wrong way, like so. Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. We've got a really exciting one today. See,
yeah, hi,
Dad's
everyone.
here today.
Hi everyone. Yeah, we picked the hottest day of the year to do this. I think I might have the better end of the deal because I've only ever been down in this well once, about 5 years ago. What I can say is that when you're down there, you can see your own breath. And we did go down in the summer, probably around 2019. So yeah, I think actually in terms of temperature, it's quite nice down there for me. But it is grim. There's lots of yeah. I'm going to try and get some footage later on of what's down there for you to see. But just to talk a little bit about the well. So we found this by mistake, really. No one knew it was here. Around 2019, I was doing some work, excavating some of the garden. I came across a big lump of concrete, which was movable with the digger. And then underneath that, it had been laid on about 4 or 5 layers of corrugated iron. And in front of that was an old slab that had been laid within it. And Jake will show you that later. But that had the year 1953. Looked like it had been carved in with a stick or finger. Uncovered it, and below here now is a very old well. I think it's got to, well, it's as old as the house. The house is, been here best part 450, 500 odd years. And so there's no reason why this well wouldn't have served this property, and maybe even something before. The bricks are tiny. When I get down there, I'll try and show you, but they're very small. They look like they're handmade, and anyone who might know something about wells, I'm sure Jacob will mention later on, please comment and give us some advice, because this is all new to me. I did contact a body that look at wells. They register them throughout the UK. There's no requirement to, but I contacted this very helpful lady who did give me some information about them. But I really don't know that much about it. So if you know anything else, please let us know.
Yeah.
But there's oak collars down in there, which I'll show you as well. They're really interesting, and I think that they're all submerged underwater pretty much.
You'd think they'd rot away, but
yeah, they're just
they don't.
Preserved.
They've been preserved, and
like Henry Rose, Tudor Rose, Mary Rose.
Yep.
But
as Dad said, he's only been down there once in 2020-ish, around that period when you bought the house. You found a few things down there. Found an old slate penny board, so it's like a shuffle board where you shuffle pennies down. You can sort of see all the lines etched into it, which we'll show you that in this video as well. So there's a lot deeper still to go.
In there. People have thrown bricks and all sorts of stuff in there in an attempt, I guess, to fill it up at some time.
Yeah.
In amongst that, halfpenny push, an old slate one. So hoping half pennies might be down there.
Or some silver ones.
Found a few old rose sprayers, the old brass rose sprayers. They've been thrown in there. All sorts of bits and pieces, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, bear in mind it was covered up in 1953. I've been down there once. We've had a load of hardcore out and bits and pieces, but no, I've never found any coins. But in fairness, we've never looked at it at that level. We may have missed some stuff in the early stages because we didn't have. Well, I'd certainly, Jake wasn't doing his metal detecting then, and I had far more other things going on at the time to even think about it. I should have. So hopefully I haven't missed anything. But what I'm expecting today is to start bringing up some buckets of much finer debris. I want to get a bit more to the bottom of the well. The pump currently sits about a metre above the sediment layer. I don't know how deep this goes. I don't know what else we're going to find. I just suggested it might be a really good idea. Why wouldn't someone have thrown something down this well?
Yeah, people have been throwing things in wells for hundreds of years. You look at the Trevelli fountain in Rome, fountains, wells and things, people just chuck things down there. Hopefully the dogs don't go down there as well.
No way, don't drop your ball down there, Gus.
All right, so
Gus.
yeah, we will see you once you start getting some of this stuff out, and we'll talk a little bit about that and show you down in that well. Okay, so as you would have seen in the intro, this was one of the things that was stopping us from making the video, and that was getting a ladder that was actually long enough to go down into the well. This one here I picked up for us. This is 15 feet long, and we're hoping it's going to be enough to get us all the way down to the bottom. It's a long way down, and we're hoping this is going to do the trick. So another bit of prep work that we've had to do, this orange thing that you're looking here is essentially what we're going to be using to blow fresh air down to the well. It's extremely cold down there. Obviously when you go that deep into the ground as well, you're going to be starting to bring up some sort of toxins and things like that. You'll see here, this is just the prep work that we're doing just before we actually start filming this properly and really showing you. Even today you would have heard me speak about this chain here. It's got a ball and float on, and there's a pump down there which still even today is feeding the toilet systems for this house. So it's basically free water coming out of the ground. And that there is the very top of the well. Okay, so hopefully you can make this out okay. This here is the original slab that was uncovered whilst we were digging out the bushes around that well that I've just shown you. And this here was what was used to cover up the well. We had absolutely no idea that this was even here when we bought the house. And you'll see, hopefully, just there, 1, 9, 5, and 3. So we think that the well was actually covered up and has been disused since 2020 when we found it. And this here is the markings that that person engraved onto that slab as a sort of final memento towards it. Now, for the historians among you or people that are interested in history, 1953, that was Queen Elizabeth II's coronation year. So this is the 15-foot ladder you would have seen at the start of the video. So it's gone all the way down to the bottom there, but you'll notice that we've just been saying it's not sagging.
It's not actually on the bottom.
It's not actually on the bottom. So that just goes to show just how much deeper this actually is. Dad's going to go down there in some waders and yeah, start having a little look. But we've got to pump the remaining water out of there first.
I've already left all my worldly treasures to him, just in case it all goes wrong.
Okay, so I just wanted to talk very briefly about the well and what it looks like today. Obviously, it wouldn't have looked like this back in the 1600s when they made it. It might have been something similar with a winch, similar to this, with a bucket on the end to collect water and things. But this here has been, I suppose, a modern remake by my dad. This here, from these new bricks, you'll see that this is the new stuff that's come up, being resurrected, so to speak, with these nice bits of makeshift like wood. It's a very similar likeness to what was probably used back then as well, this real solid oak. And then you'll see just here that this here is where that slab was that I showed you earlier. And then amongst all of that was all of this hedging, not looking as quite as nice as this, minus the pond as well, but it was absolutely caked, this. I'll show you and dig out some photos of what it looked like before. So how are we going to get the stuff from in there up here? Now Dad's going to go down that well in just a second. We've just been doing a bit more prep work again, pumping out the excess bits into some buckets. But the slurry that we're going to get, which is all the way down in the bottom of the well, which I'll just show you now. Now that it's a little bit more empty, I'll just turn the light on. Hopefully you can see that okay. Let me just zoom in for you. We'll get you down there as well so you can properly see it, but it's just a little bit of water down there, and we're going to get that slurry out at the bottom, which is where all the heavy objects that we're looking for today. And then we're going to put them in these buckets, and then we've got ourselves a big sort of bathtub there where that slurry is then going to go into. And then as the day goes on, we'll go through that and hopefully pick out some interesting bits.
Alright then guys, hopefully this is all going to come out. I'm not the video expert here, so bear with me if I'm a bit shaky. This is a view you don't see of Jake very often. So I'm about, I'd say I'm a good 15 feet down in the ground. And there he is at the top of the hill. I'm going to try and talk you through what I'm looking at. And like I said earlier, if there's any well experts out there, please, share with me any information or... So it's very, it's like a beehive is how I would describe it. So this is actually quite spacious in this bit. And then as you go up through that hole, it's really awkward to get in and out, especially for me. I'm 6'2" and 90 kilos. I squeeze through there, but it's basically like a manhole sized thing. But down here, it bellows out like a big beehive. And do you remember I mentioned earlier, there were these oak collars. I don't know if I can get these to see. I mean, you can see the water weeping through the brickwork constantly, but much further down. And I guess, when these things were being built down right near almost near the layer there, you can see more of this oak. And you can just see the amount of water that is, welling up in here constantly while I'm just standing there. It sounds like I'm in a room full of slugs and snails, is how I'd liken it to be. Got a few roots here, look, from that hedge up there that have found their way in through this work. So I'm going to get these cut out before we go back. So what I'm looking at in terms of Jake's video is all of this sediment layer down here. I'm going to dig out bit by bit, bucket it up bit by bit. I'm probably going to get wet and dirty. And I don't know if you can see, bear in mind it's 32 degrees outside. Well, it's not really going to come out in the camera, but I can see my breath down here. So I don't know what the temperature is. I haven't got a thermometer. I'd say it's probably about, I don't know, it feels a nice, cool 8 degrees, maybe less. You know, it's nice and fresh. And look at this here, look at the, you know, for those of you interested in a bit of carpentry. So there's a splice here. So these oak collars are spliced in. You know, it's not just one great big circle of oak. It's been carved in. I mean, who made that? You know, it's mad, isn't it? And that is rock hard. You know, I can't touch it because I've got my hand on the camera on a tripod. I'm being dripped on from above, and I've got a light in one hand. But basically, when you touch it, it's a little bit slimy, but it's rock hard. You know, it's really hard. And there's another one down here. Again, you can see, and that obviously when they built it, they've wedged in slate underneath. You can see that in there. Little bricks, looks like they're laid probably stretcher bond, I would guess. You know, you've got courses running one way. They're very small, but yeah. So enough of me waffling on. I've got to start doing some technical stuff here and getting some of this muck out. Hopefully we can get a reasonable amount of this done today, and then you know, if there's anything in here, then hopefully Jacob will find it with his metal detector. From my point of view, I just want to see how much further down this is going to go safely, and then in order for us to be able to get the well pump situated a bit lower, because currently we probably hang it around, you know, this area, so we always have at least a good 1.5 meters there below the pump. I want to see if we can gain an extra metre or so. It'd be nice, but I'm just curious to see where that is going to go. Anyway,
How did he do? Okay, so this is bucket number 1. As you can see at the moment, just on the face of it, it looks like we've got, that there looks like a bit of wood. I mean, we'll give this a nice clean. I think that's definitely wood there. Obviously bits and pieces of brick, and who knows what else in there, but that is about 3 scoops full. Gonna get very muddy doing this. It's gonna start filling up in here. I think we're gonna get pretty muddy today. Okay, let's see if we can't start filling this up. Okay, looks like we might have our first bit of metal that's just come up. Absolutely no idea what it is. Flimsy as anything. Looks like, don't know actually. Don't know what it looks like. How can you say what that looks like? Yeah, I mean, it's just fallen to bits and crumpled in my hand, but we'll get to that at some point. I'm not sure whether that's just going to be iron and the metal detector's not going to pick it up, but first bit of metal.
oh, it's like being on an airplane when you get off on holiday. It's boiling up here, isn't it?
It is hot. I'm sweating.
Honestly, I feel like I've been in an air-conditioned tunnel. Want to swap over and have a little go?
Yeah, let's have a look. So that is everything so far. That's probably, I don't know, 8 buckets worth maybe. There was something interesting. I think I've just buried it though on my last bucket, but almost looked like a bit of like animal bone or something. I'll have to try and find it now. I don't want to go through this too much until the end, but there's that bit of metal again. There's that. It's like maybe the bottom of an iron or something, like the flat bit, that sort of triangular shape. And loads of brick. Where has that gone then? There was definitely like a bit of bone almost looked like.
Stick.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's almost like fossilised itself, isn't it?
Yes, preserved.
Preserved itself, that's what I meant.
Heavy.
Yeah. I thought that was a bit of bone just a second ago.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. But yeah, you can see there's like almost where twigs would have been on the
It's
side.
really heavy, like stone.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. There's the first sort of find of the day. Can't get it to focus now. Bit of fossilised wood. It says pretty weighty, probably a good ounce. Yeah, I thought that was a bit of bone at first.
You okay?
Yep. It's a bit nervy.
Yeah, it's because it swings in like a like that beehive shape. Those supports grab hold of it quite nice. It's actually better than going down on a normal ladder. You do have a bit more room. And the light's down there at the bottom. Have you reached Australia yet?
Ooh. Oh wow, you can see the wood, can't you?
Look how much water's gone in there now. It's constant, it's really pouring in, isn't it?
Yeah.
And obviously we've dug out a bit. But I'll send you the pump down. We'll get that out. There's a...
Okay everyone, so we've just stopped for some lunch and we're now going back in again. I think the last thing I would have shown you was probably me going down. Tell you what, it's actually pretty scary down there. It does, as Dad was saying when he first went down, it does almost, it's really narrow and then it just opens up into like a room almost. But it is really scary down there. It's nice and cold though, because I think we've probably chosen the hottest day of the year so far. It's about 31 degrees to do this, which we need to do because the well won't fill up as fast, which is what the aim of this was as well. We're sort of stuck to the summer period in the UK of doing this so that it doesn't completely fill up whilst we're going down there still. But this is everything that we've managed to get out so far. I think we've found a couple of bits of pottery, found some fossilised wood. But yeah, we're about to go back down again, probably for about another hour or so, I think. So hopefully we can get some bits up. Obviously we've not been through that at all. And I think we were even talking about maybe sending my metal detector down there as well, just to see whether we can have a little flick about and see whether we can get anything up. So yeah, I'll see you in just a second. Okay, so we're at round 2. We're just pumping out again. Don't know if any more is going to come out. We might be finished, but whilst we've been having lunch, we filled up another whole bucket there of water. It's crazy just how much water just comes out of the ground and this natural sort of well and spring. Oh, you might be doing a bit more. Nope. Yeah, looks like that's it. But yeah, crazy how much water is coming out of just a natural well. And it's no wonder these were built back into the ages, because yeah, fresh water straight out of the ground. So we're just starting to clear the sediment out now. And we're getting some more like flinty sort of bits and pieces you see here, you know. Big old pieces of flint and more like sort of gravelly, stony stuff. So hopefully if there is anything down there, we're going to start, it's going to have gone into like where the rocks are, all the heavy stuff is going to go onto the bottom. So I'm hoping we'll start getting some stuff out. Obviously we won't know till the end, but at the moment it just feels like we're doing a lot of effort. We're getting a lot of messy. My dad's down there at the moment. We'll probably keep going for another 40 minutes or so. Okay, ladies and gents, so Mary the Manticore is going down. Just going to have a little flick about with her, just send her down to Dad. See whether she can't pick up any bits of metal. She's just come in.
Okay.
You reach?
Yeah.
There you
Got it. Do anything with it?
go. I'd probably crack the sensitivity down.
Which is how do I do that?
On the front panels, you've got arrows.
Yeah.
Just go to the left one, and you'll see it go. It's on 23 at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, 21.
18.
Yeah, give that a go. I think that sounds like iron. I think. What was that little 10 there? There was a nice little 10. Sounded like. There's all sorts of noises going on.
Lots of stuff. It's hard to move because I'm literally.
Yeah, you got the ladder and everything else there. Okay, well, it's worth a go.
Okay, so I'm in the hole.
Yeah.
Jake's up the top. He's sweating one out. It is absolutely roasting today. So after, I can't remember how many bucketfuls, we've decided we're going to have a little break from this today. We've done a lot. We have done a lot. I guess the benefit of video is not always real time, is it? But it probably doesn't mean a huge amount. But in terms of what we have shifted, so there's that oak collar that I was talking about earlier. I think we were down to about 2.5 courses of brick below that at one point. So we've really hollowed it out, and I'm, you know, a good welly deep here still. I've just blocked the pump again, so I'm going to go up the top and clear that out. But I think what I've got down here, you can't see it on the video, but I'm going to try and do this for next time, is that there's like a brick floor here. It feels not like a nice herringbone. I'm sure it's not, but they are all laid the same. So I don't think that these have been thrown in here under this water. I think that is actually a flat floor. And what I did notice, and I thought, again, people that are interested in wells, I have seen something I've not seen before. I'll try and move around there. Excuse the quality of this. I'm going to just put a light in here. So you've got these oak collars we talked about earlier. And then, I don't know if you can see, put the light in there. Inside here, there's another timber. So this is almost like, and I've seen it in a couple of places in there. I hope you can see it. It's a shame if you can't. There's an oak up in there, running down. So and in there, look, hopefully that's going to come out. Let me try and get a light on that. Here you go. So you can see that oak in there. Now I can see that quite clearly in about 1, 2, 3, I'd say at least 9 places. It's almost like you know, like a beer barrel kind of thing. And then it's been bricked up inside, so quite daunting that I'm standing in this chamber of brick. And it's leaching water in. And you can really see it now. We've come down, and you know, if I get down here close, look, you know, it really is filling up quite quick. I mean, you know, as soon as I've pumped this out, within a few minutes, it's, you know, back up to over your feet kind of thing. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to send this back up the top. I'm climbing out of here because I'm going to pump the rest of this dirty water out, and then I'm going to come back to do the other, third of that. I'm going to try and get that out, 2/3. See if I can get back to the brick floor, even if I get Charlie the Hoover down here, and clear it out. So I'm going to send you back up the ladder. Apologies for my quality of film, because I'm sure this isn't a patch on my son's choreography, because mine's not real. I'm just walking around with the camera in the end. Right, I'm going to switch the light off, and yeah, guys, I'm going to send this camera up. So, cheers. All right.
Okay, so this is the last bucket, guys. There's stuff going in here, and we've not looked at this at all now, and I suppose this is the bit that everyone's interested in, really. Although, hopefully I've enjoyed all of that as well, especially my dad getting involved, and don't you jump in there, and obviously giving his thoughts and stuff about what went on down there. But the things that we have spotted, like on the surface, similar to metal detecting, the old surface finds, got a bit of old, that sort of bluey white pottery, and did actually find a little bit of like green glass, which I don't suppose that's particularly old. Sort of just reminds me of one of the old green beer bottle type looking things. And then of course we had that fossilized bit of wood that came up pretty early on actually. Yeah, it almost looks like bone to me. That's what I thought it was. But we're going to get the metal detector on all of this once I've got this last bucket in. And then we're going to have a fish through with our fingers as well, because obviously all of that there would never have been picked up by a metal detector. So we will have a little sift through this, see what's going on, and hopefully we'll pull out some bits as we go. Okay, so the first piece that's just come up is this, I think it's probably cast iron. It's very, very, well actually it's not that bad to be honest with you. You can just sort of see the iron sort of flaking off there and coming through. But I think that's probably some sort of ashtray or something. It's got that sort of black sort of paint to it. And it's obviously just been discarded down there. I don't think that is particularly old, but it is our first piece of metal. And that was an eyes only find. That was just sort of down there in the corner. I think that's probably what I was pointing out earlier. We have just given it a bit of a clean in the water, but yeah, that is our first like bit of metal that we found. Everything that I do find, I'm just going to put in this bucket down here, and at the end I'll show you everything that we managed to pull up, and hopefully stop along the way to show you some more interesting bits. But hopefully most of you watch the channel for this little thing here, and that is the manticore. So I'm going to have a little flick over of the area with this. Thought I'd just get you guys on it first. Let's just check some settings. I'm not sure it's going to make too much of a difference. I'll just do the noise cancel as we always do, and then just ground balance it, just because, just make sure we're not looking feet above ourselves and not getting any depth. But I suppose the only thing with this is there could be things underneath this plastic tub that is like buried in the garden ground. So we'll have a little flick over. It's quite deep, as you can see, but there's clearly some sort of iron over there. See if there's any, like, you know, non-ferrous. There's like a weird 3740 just down here in this watery bit. Only 1 bar deep. Let's have a little look at that and just see what it is. Okay, so the 37 in the hole, the scratchy signal, is actually the little piece of this, which I think was probably whole when we brought it out the ground earlier, but it's all just been mixed in with this, and we've sort of completely forgot about it. But that is it there. It's obviously some sort of ashtray maybe. See if there's any markings on the reverse. Not sure that there is. But yeah, really corroded, really corroded. You see there is almost like what would be maybe some sort of handle, so perhaps it was like some sort of serving dish. Maybe it was like maybe a tea tray, something like that. I mean, who knows? But that is a semi-complete little artifact straight away. Okay, so first proper item that's just come out. I actually just got the pinpointer out because the metal detector was picking up just lots of iron. I don't think there's too much in here, although it is quite deep. And it was signalling something just down here. Probably see where I've just taken it out of, just there in that hole. And we've got whatever this little thing is, looking like a little knife or something at the moment. Not the cleanest water to clean it in.
Hang on, I'll go and get some clean
Yeah, Dad will get some clean water, and we'll give whatever this little thing is a bit of a clean up. It's a nice little quirky artifact, that's for sure. Okay, so we're just giving this a little clean off now, and I mean immediately, even when it was dirty, it looked like a knife. But I'd say we're just discussing. I think that maybe would have had a wooden handle possibly, and that's the rod going through it to hold it in place. and that's a little knife of some sort. So yeah, wonder why it's gone completely black. But yeah, that is really, really nice, and God knows how old that is. Absolutely no idea. Obviously, as we said at the start of this video, the well was about 400 years old, so that's the sort of era we're hoping to get. And the dog's having a drink in the clean water. Oh, they're both going for it. But yeah, nice little find, that one. Let's just take a little lump out, aren't I? Just see. Nope, it's not in that. Oh, there we go. Another little item, and this time it's a nail. So yeah, we weren't going to find that on the metal detector. I think it's a nail anyway. It might be. Is it a nail? What do you reckon? Nail, or maybe like a buckle pin? It's a nail, isn't it? Yeah.
It's an old one.
Yeah.
Can't buy them in B&Q anymore.
No, B&Q definitely don't stock those. So yeah, another little item. It's gone very black again though, like that last little knife did. So yeah, interesting. Okay, we've got another little find. Again, I'm looking like another little nail. We're just trying to figure out the best way to film this because we're both getting our hands dirty, but I think Dad's potentially going to film whilst I go round it with a pinpointer. I don't know whether that's going to be another nail. What do you reckon? Yeah, you give it a clean. My hands are absolutely caked. Looks like it's got a bit of like a silvery tinge to it. Everything's sort of coming out that blacky colour. Which I guess it must just be the sediment just sort of attaching itself to it over the years.
No idea.
So Dad's unsure. I'm definitely going to be unsure. Yeah, no idea. No idea. Bit of metal though. Bit of metal that shouldn't be down a well. Okay, another little find. And there's more of that pottery that I had up earlier. Now, I cannot remember the name of what this is. It's a very distinct looking pottery. That little symbol there, no. Yeah, it's pretty sharp. I'm lucky I didn't just cut myself on that bit. But yeah, that is without a doubt a piece of pottery. I'm going to say in the 1900s, but I cannot remember the name of it. So hopefully one of you can help me out below. But that's obviously been tossed down there for some unknown reason. And yeah, that's seen the light of day for the first time in a long time.
Here he is, look. So I've just come out with a fresh bucket of water to find my fully grown up son playing in a mud pie. That's basically what I've just said to him. Yeah? Oh, okay. I'll have a look at that. So look, what you got?
Coming through?
Okay, yeah.
It's got a big old head on it.
That's a bit, yeah. I bet this little nail, if it could talk, never knew it was going to see the light of 2025, did it? Crazy, isn't it?
There's loads in here, absolute loads.
Is there?
It's just easy to do it with a pinpointer.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. Another one.
Same sort of thing.
Similar sort of nail. This one's like a square.
Okay.
Square.
Yeah, yeah.
Stem
Square
to it,
stems,
or
yeah.
whatever.
These are all very old nails.
Yeah.
Having done a lot of work and seen a lot of the old things in this house, I can say these are certainly
would
old.
have held the oak together that's down there.
No, I think these are probably too small. Ooh, what's it going to be? What's it going to be?
Another nail.
Another nail!
Another one.
We'll be able to build a nice medieval house in a minute. Yeah, it's old. These are all very old hand hammered nails. Just handmade nails, look. Really old. Wow. I think Jake was thinking he would find a gold sovereign in there today, but I reckon it's all going to be nails. I think it's going to be a collection of old bits of iron. There is more to come out of the well though, in fairness. Probably, I'd say the same again really. But it's so hot today, we're going to do it another day. Obviously I'll save the gold
for myself when he's not here. What you got there?
Another old crumbled nail.
And the crumbled nail. Okay. Half a head, a bit corroded. Yeah.
Oh,
What's he found here?
circular.
Oh, he's lost it.
Lost it. Where's
All
it
these years, it's been lost. He found it and now he's lost it again. Right. What you got there? One of them round things. Different metal though,
Yeah.
but the same sort of shape. Okay, I don't know if it is different metal actually. It might be the same. It's very similar to that other piece. This is just a bit more complete. Whatever it was or is. It's not lead.
It's all getting a bit like water now.
Well, just think, what about if I, when we get the well on again, eventually, I can get some, oh, what got there?
It's like horseshoe shape, but I just got spiked by one of those spikes. That's what made me go, oh.
Okay, that's a little old horseshoe, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Very small.
It's tiny.
Probably what the family members of this old house probably had as a pet, maybe. Is it a horseshoe?
Yeah, I think so. It's missing a bit. It's thin.
Yeah.
It's not much, unless it's all just
It's probably corroded away, isn't it?
a horseshoe. How did a horseshoe get down there? Like a lucky thing, maybe?
Maybe, yeah.
Lucky horseshoe?
Lucky
well?
horseshoe.
I don't know. Oh, I don't know how old that is. People know about horseshoes. That's pretty eroded away. There's not much of it left. I guess it would have been a lot fatter than that. It's in here somewhere. I can't.
Dad's just having a little go with his pinpointer now. Seeing if he can find anything. He's got something with the old Garrett carrot. Oh.
So obviously I'm a bit wiser, see? So I've got gloves on.
Yeah, you're doing it the proper way. And they're even matching with your pinpointer. It's going to be another nail. Oh, it's round. It's round and it's yellow.
It's yellow.
And it's
a button.
It's a button. 4-hole button.
That's really gold though, isn't it? It's got markings on it. It's got something. That's got some writing on it. Old writing. Like.
Let's have a look.
That's really good. I can't believe how clean that is.
Yeah, it's lasted well in the ground.
But what is it?
Well,
then?
in the thing.
What does that say?
Can't make it out what it says. Hang on, let me just have a little look, guys, and we'll get back to you on it. So Dad has actually found himself the only non-ferrous item he found so far, and that is a little 4-hole button. And for whatever reason, it's been preserved really, really well. When we find these out in the field metal detecting, it's on something else now. These often come out green or very like sort of a browny sort of tone, but that's actually a really nice little 4-hole button. I think top it says double ting, T-I-N-G, and then at the bottom it says age. But it's definitely brass. Dad thought it might have been gold, but it'd be nice, but it's not. It's definitely brass. But that is actually really, really nice to find. Yeah, and I reckon that was probably thrown in there, probably not long after it was sealed in not long before it was sealed in 1953, or at least we think that. Okay, so we're probably about done. Dad's just fished out a little bit more black rusty stuff.
Getting a lot of that, don't we?
Yeah, he's got a little pile building just here from bits that he's been finding, but by and large we're we've had a real good sift through this with our hands and then obviously with the pinpointers. And we'll get showing you now what we've managed to pull out. This is probably only about halfway done. There's probably another whole video to do on this well, so potentially if you want part 2, then be sure to like and comment below letting us know that, and we can get round to making round 2, maybe on a slightly cooler day though. Okay everyone, so that is going to do it for the video today. I just wanted to do a very nice little finds table for you all. Sadly, there is no jewellery, there is no coins down there. Certainly in this video, as you would have just seen in that last little clip there, potentially what we've just got out of the well, we could do again. So it may be that the nicer stuff, so to speak, is a little bit deeper yet. But this is the best things that we've managed to filter out of the mud and stones and bits and stuff that we've got today. So as you would have seen, we've got lots of different types of nails come up. These are really old. They may well have belonged to the bucket that would have lifted water from that well possibly, or something else that's been down there. Got a horseshoe type thing that came up. I was really surprised about this. It actually spiked me in the hand, which is what prompted me to actually find it at first. Yeah, it's sort of just starting to go that blacky colour as well. But yeah, horseshoes obviously known for good luck. Maybe throwing a horseshoe in the well, that person was looking for some sort of luck. One of the first things we had up actually, which is quite a nice little piece, is this, what looks to be some sort of knife. Again, really, really corroded, but you can quite clearly see that is a tiny little knife of some sort. Little serrated sort of, the edge is quite sharp still. Then lots of little different pieces of metal, all very black stuff. A couple of pieces of pottery, bit of wood, which I thought this was actually a bit of bone at first, but yeah, it's definitely not. But it's just a bit of wood that's obviously lasted so well down there. It's got a real bit of weight to it. This bit here, which I think might be a combination of these little pieces as well, some sort of ashtray serving type tray thing. Not really sure. Maybe this was a handle of some sort, but it's just not much left of it now. A little bit of glass. And then what I wanted to show you earlier is the finds table that I'm using currently. This is the penny shuffleboard that was actually down there when we first went down there and had a little look around. So yeah, I don't know how old this is. You can just see all the lines like etched into it here. Yeah, really nice thing. It's a shame we didn't find that down there today for this video, but just goes to show there are some bits and pieces down there, because this was down there, and this has got some serious weight to it. But yeah, that is the best bits of today's video. Dad's just laid down a few more little pieces. Obviously we've got some like brick type tile, a little bit more pottery actually, but this is different to this sort of bluey stuff that we've had up. Don't know what that is. It's obviously the bottom of something. And one thing I did forget to mention was probably the best thing of the day, which as detectorists we well, don't really enjoy finding these after you found 4 or 5 in a day, but that is probably our best find of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, nice,
to be fair, I think I really like this little knife that came up.
yeah, that's cool.
But yeah. Okay everyone, thank you very much for watching that video today. That is gonna do it. We're absolutely knackered.
Yeah. Ready for a shower, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I really hope that you've enjoyed today's video. As I said, that is probably one of 2 parts that we could do. So in the comments, let us know if you want to see another part to that. One thing's for certain, the well is definitely a lot cleaner and we're a lot dirtier.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to a cold shower. But yeah, have you got anything you want to add?
No, just thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. And you see, I'm Jake's dad. I don't get to go out with him as much as I'd love to. And I know he always shows me his videos. I'm always awe-inspired. And thank you for following him and for liking his videos. I know it means a lot to him, and he's, you know, it's a real hobby that he's gotten into in a big way. You know.
Yeah.
Really,
and obviously Dad can come as well. And obviously you'll see us at Detectiveville, hopefully, so come and say hello.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll be at Detectiveville. Obviously this is a little bit different to what you're probably following the channel for, but it's a little bit of a spin-off. Can't get on the fields
So dry.
at the moment because it is just so dry. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys.
Yeah, cheers.
And we'll see you on the next one.
See you later.